Welcome to GOAT James Kingdom, where basketball lives forever. Here in GOAT James Kingdom, we attack the GOAT debate head on, where we challenge all Michael Jordan fans and all LeBron detractors to who is the GOAT of basketball. You can catch us every Sunday noon Eastern Time, right here on the GOAT James Kingdom channel, for the GOAT James Kingdom show with B. Lee and A. Johnny. Also, we go live Friday nights with the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer, where you catch special shows and content as a GOAT James Kingdom follower and subscriber. Also, check out the GOAT James Kingdom membership, where you can get exclusive content.
Welcome to GOAT James Kingdom. Welcome. I am A. Johnny the Exposer, and y'all have now been exposed by the Exposer. I appreciate it. And enjoy. I am called A. Johnny the Exposer. You guys are being exposed today.
Your opinion, I guess.
Move on from it. It was the 90s. That's it, bro. Move on from that. You don't know history. You don't know basketball. You just told me I'm stupid. But look how stupid you look because you don't know
I know all this
basketball. You don't know history. You don't know jamming. You don't know schematics. You don't know coaching. You don't know scouting. You don't know drafting. You don't know nothing from that Michael Jordan's great because the media said you that, so told you to say that. I know that is recorded, and you are officially being exposed by the Exposer, and you're going to sit there like a man and take this just like Buddy did 2 weeks ago.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Hey, get your numbers out. I had to get my numbers out.
Omar. Yeah. Omar coming, yo. Omar coming, yo. Omar coming. Come on. Get out of here. Omar coming. Put that shit down. Say Omar coming. Somebody is coming now. Come on, let's go. Yeah.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Welcome to another Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. I'm your host, A. Johnny the Exposer, one half of the GJK platform, here to represent on another Friday night where I sit here and open up the panel for anybody who want to have a one-on-one with me. So again, thank you for joining me. Y'all already know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know if you guys can hear me clearly, because I want to make sure that I am being heard today, and I want to make sure everybody's here in the building. Let's give some GOAT James Kingdom some shout out, some GOAT James Kingdom members some shout out. Peace and blessings, Juan boy. What's the dealio? What's good, brother? Peace and blessings. Thank you for joining me. We got some other GJK members in the building. Ishmael, what's good, brother? Haven't seen you in a while. Peace and blessings. Thank you for joining me here again on another Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. And GJK members in the building. Ishmael, what's good, brother? Okay, hold on. Peace and blessings. Thank you. Peace and blessings. Excuse me as I had to go take care of my little man. He came to disturb me right quick. I got to take care of that. What's good? Peace and blessings, y'all. What's good again? I see all y'all in the building. All my GJK members. What's good? And again, I see all you Zesty Beans and all you Zesty Jeffries in the comments as well. Shout out to all of y'all who is here to support me again. This is the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. We are here to do big things. And again, we are here to discuss Shaquille O'Neal and how he made Penny, Kobe, and Dwyane Wade's career. Now, before we do that, before we get going, I would like y'all to understand one simple thing. If you have a wrench as a GOAT James Kingdom fan, please do not abuse the wrench. The wrench is not made for you to shut down Zesty Beans or Zesty Jeffrey comments. Please do not mute people in the comments unless they are spammers and bots. Do not mute them. If you cannot handle the wrench, we will remove you from the wrench. But let the Zesty Jeffries and all the Zesty Beans comment as much as they want to. This is where they're safe at. They're safe in the comments because when I put the link up, we all know they're not going to hit the link. So we definitely going to have some fun. Don't mute anybody. Let them have their conversation. This is what we're here to do. We're here to have a conversation. That's what the Friday Night Exposure is for. We're not like the Zesty Jeffries. We let people speak. We allow them to talk. And we're not going to shut them down at all. So we're going to have some fun discussing Shaquille O'Neal. And the great thing about tonight's show, ladies and gentlemen, ain't no hypotheticals. Ain't going to be no hypotheticals, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be history given to you as it happened in real life. There's no hypotheticals about what we're going to talk about tonight. It's going to be how dominant Shaquille O'Neal was, why Shaquille O'Neal was as dominant as he was, and why he accomplished the things that he accomplished. And on top of that, how he helped these three great players have great legacies on top of that. These are all facts here, ladies and gentlemen. We do not play here in GOAT James Kingdom. We actually bring out a lot of facts that they just do not like. I have an echo. Give me a second here. I got an echo. Give me a second here. Let me see if I can get something fixed around here. Let me see something here. I have echo. Let me put on my headphones. I got an echo. Give me a second here. Let me see if I can get something. Can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear me better now?
LeBron James.
Let me know if y'all can hear me. Give me 2 thumbs up. I'm having some trouble with my soundboard. I got to do soundboard. I've been trying to work on it all the past 3-4 weeks to make sure it works. But y'all let me know if my soundboard is working. Peace and blessings, y'all. Y'all let me know if everything's working with my soundboard. I'm trying to get everything going here. It sounds like I'm watching the stream. It shouldn't sound like I'm watching the stream. StreamYard also just recently changed everything that they do with their platform as well. It shouldn't sound like I'm watching the stream. StreamYard also just recently changed. How about now? Can y'all hear me better 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 now? Let me know. Let me know if y'all can hear me better now. Let me know if there's any echo in the background, if there's any issues with my mic tonight. The reverb. That's what I'm saying. I don't have none of that on. Let me know if y'all can hear me better now. Let me know if there's any echo in the background, if there's any issues with my mic tonight. How about now? Can y'all hear me better now? That's what I'm saying. I don't have none of that. Why is this too? All right, can y'all hear me better now? It's a delay echo. It's weird. Some people say I'm good. Some people say I'm not. The audio keeps repeating itself. All right, can y'all hear me better now? Some of y'all say it's gone. Is it still bad? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Is it better now? Is that a yes or a no? Is it good, bad? I'm good now. I'm good now. Y'all say I'm good. You good now? I'm good. Yes, better. Perfect. I'm better now. Some people say it's a delay. Maybe use a Zesty Jeffrey. They don't want me to speak. I'm good now. Y'all say I'm good. You good now? I'm good. Yes, why is it doing that? I don't understand this. Some people say it's a delay. Why is it doing that? Oh, give me a second.
Bluetooth disconnected.
I think I know why. Give me a second. All right, how about now? Is it better now? Is it better now? How about now? So it should be gone now. How about now? It should be gone now. I think I found out the issue. It should be gone now. It should be gone now. I think I found the issue. Yeah, it's fixed. Okay, I found the issue. Okay, I found out what the issue was. Okay. All right, so let's get back to tonight's program. Thank you so much, y'all, for y'all patience. Again, it is the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposure. I'm here to do my thing like I normally do. I'll put the link up for my GOAT James Kingdom members shortly. But again, we're going to talk about Shaquille O'Neal tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We're not going to talk about nothing else but Shaquille O'Neal's greatness. And we're not talking hypotheticals. We're going to talk about exactly how it was. From the intro, you heard the Lakers had got rid of Shaq. They were ready to move on from Shaq. But before we get to that, we got to talk about Shaq in Orlando. and how Shaq became who Shaq was. Because that is the fact of the whole show tonight, is that in Orlando, when he got drafted in 92, Shaq was that dude. He was a phenom. He was put on the dream team. But because the way the NBA was playing back then, they didn't have that much respect for rookies. So what you ended up having, peace and blessings. I see all y'all in the comments, man. Peace and blessings, y'all. I see y'all. Yeah, they won't let me cook today. I'm going to cook today. They say I don't want to cook, but I'm going to cook today. We're going to have some fun today. Peace and blessings to all the GJK members. I see y'all in the building. Yeah, it was something connected to my Bluetooth. That's what it was. Something connected to my Bluetooth. But I got it connected now. I got it working now. So Shaq in Orlando was a phenom from the beginning. We know that. And what makes it crazy is that the year after Shaq played in Orlando, the Orlando Magic trade for Penny Hardaway. And the reason they did that was because Shaquille O'Neal himself told them, yo, you got to go get me somebody. And if you're going to get me anybody in this draft, get me this kid, Penny Hardaway. And the reason he knew Anthony Hardaway was good because he did a movie called Blue Chips. And this is something that people are hating on Shaq, saying, well, Shaq was too much in the movies and this, that, and the third. Well, Shaq took his movie role and he was playing with this young man in this movie. And he saw how good this young man was in this movie and told him, man, you need to draft this kid. So they draft for Penny Hardaway in the 93 draft. And then what you get is a duo that the league wasn't prepared for. Because within 2 years of those guys being together, they make the NBA Finals. Now, obviously, we all know what happened. They get swept. Akeem Olajuwon gets his back-to-back championships, blase, blah, blah, blah. But beyond all of that, we're talking about Shaq in his 4th NBA season, making the NBA Finals. No excuses. Right? No excuses. Not like some of these other people who make excuses for people saying they need to develop in time for their players to get there and other guys to tune up for them to start making runs for the finals. Shaq did it in his 4th year. And Shaq was the catalyst to all of this. Anthony Hardaway makes 2 back-to-back All-NBA teams after his rookie year. And he does it with Shaq. The first 3 years of Shaq, we talked about this. We discussed how great Shaq was for those first 3 years in Orlando, comparing that to the Shaq in LA during the MVP season Shaq and the championship run Shaqs, which we all know was one of the most dominant players in NBA history, if not the dominant player we ever seen in NBA history. So this is what Shaq was doing while he was playing with Penny and how he was dominating the league. But we know the differences is how they played in the playoffs compared to how Shaq was in Orlando compared to how Shaq was in LA in the playoffs during that time they were making that playoff run, right? But we all know Shaq was dominant from the beginning. He had Reebok selling sneakers. He was a star of all stars. Everybody loved Shaq. But he was dominating. He was so great that he made the top 50 greatest players of all time, playing only 4 NBA seasons. That's how dominant Shaq was coming into the league. And it's so funny that Lamont said it yesterday or the other day on his live. He was talking about no wonder how Shaq was able to come into the league and just dominate. A lot of those centers back in those days were not really good. They was just taking fadeaway spin fadeaways to the right, to the left on the baseline. Just mid-range jumpers, contested mid-ranges. They didn't have nothing going for them. But here comes Shaquille O'Neal, a freak of nature, with all the tools, 290 pounds. 7'2", 7'1", could run like none other. Athletic, could jump out the gym. Shaq was breaking goals. People used to love to break the goals. Shaq was breaking goals on purpose, bringing down the whole goal. Shaq was a star before all stars. But y'all be hating on Shaq because Shaq decided to leave Orlando. And the only reason he left Orlando is because they let him go. Because in reality, all they had to do was match what the Lakers offered Shaquille O'Neal, and they would still have Shaquille O'Neal. But they didn't do that. They didn't match it. Like I told you, there's teams out here not trying to win. So we can say, hey, Shaq left for more money and didn't want to win. But Shaq actually knew that he can still win because he went to LA and they told him he was going to win in LA. He knew he was going to win in LA because they were going to build a team around him to win a championship. Obviously, Orlando wasn't thinking about building around Shaq because they didn't even want to give Shaq the top dollar that Shaq deserves. So Shaq was disrespected in Orlando off the top because they shortchanged him off the top because they were trying to shortchange him and give money and hold money for Penny Hardaway. And he was like, nah, you got to pay me first. And it's true. You got to pay me first. You got to get your money first. I'm always for the players. Get them their money. So Shaq did that. So Shaq got his money. Shaq was a baller. Shaq was doing all the right things. Because again, when we're talking about what he did in Orlando, he got them to the finals, right? Within 4 years. This is an expansion team, a team that started in 1990, if I'm correct, their first NBA season. Right? And then you have Shaq come along just 2 years later. Then you're in the finals 4 or 5 years later. And then you have two star-studded athletes in a Penny Hardaway and a Shaquille O'Neal. Penny Hardaway's making endorsement deals. He's a star. He has the puppet going on. He has Nike contract. He's all over the place. People are recognizing him. And he's averaging 20, 21 points per game. Not even something that we could go back and look at and say, well, damn, he was out here throwing up 30, 25, something like that. Now, he was out here averaging 20, 21 points per game, but he was playing so well along Shaq because Shaq makes the game so much easier. Everybody knows when you play with somebody on the basketball court, either that's really good as a big man, the game is easier. It's just easier. Or if you have a very good point guard, the game is just easier to play. They make it easier for you to play the game. Shaq made the game easy for Penny, turned Penny into a star because as soon as Shaq left, Penny had that one good year and he couldn't handle that number one role and the gruel act of being that number one guy. He couldn't handle it. He got hurt. The pressure was on him. He has to come back and do it again and again and again and again, and he couldn't do it. Sadly, injuries caught up to him because he tried to recover quicker than he should have. Because he's the star. He's the number one guy. He doesn't have that leeway to chill back and relax. Like he did when he had Shaq. When he had Shaq, he was out here playing 70 games like it ain't nothing. Because Shaq is taking the brunt of all the physicality that's going on the basketball court. So Shaq made it easier for Penny. So when we're talking about Orlando Shaq, those 4 years in Orlando he had, again, 93, 94, 95, and 96, Shaq was incredible. They were so incredible, Michael Jordan invented a super team to stop them. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Michael Jordan created a super team to stop them. These are all facts. They would have still went on playoff runs if it wasn't for the Chicago Bulls teaming up, adding a Dennis Rodman, an all-NBA player, the best rebounder in the league, to create that super team that the Bulls had to make that run from 96, 97, and 98. So Shaq ends up leaving Orlando, right? Because Orlando coughed that up. They muffed that up. That's it. But he makes a star out of Penny. Penny's still revered to this day. You got dudes talking about Penny like they never, ever knew nothing better in their life. Like they actually grew up around Penny Hardaway. And this was a dude that, again, that Shaq told Orlando to get, that he made the player that he wanted because of Shaq's dominance. Because again, back then, just like, and still, it's kind of still in today's NBA and any NBA, a big man, small man combination always works. Guard, big man combination always work. You always want to have a very structured big man, and you always want to have a good guard to get him the ball. So Shaq's not stupid. Shaq knows that. And Shaq did that. He got himself a Penny Hardaway, but he had to leave LA because you know what? He's the star of all stars. And he's going to go to LA, and now he's going to really be the star. Then we got another of these, like I said, Lowe came on the live the other day too as well, complaining about what we proved with Shaquille O'Neal. And I don't even know why he got upset, because he's still on this idea that Shaq needed to be motivated, Not only was Shaq motivated by Jerry West and Jerry Buss, who were the owners and the execs of the Lakers, who were telling him about how we're going to win championships. All he has to do is come to LA and he can be the next Kareem, the next Wilt Chamberlain, the next greatest of all time. He had those guys telling him that. He had also the Laker players telling him that. He had guys like Magic, all the old Lakers. He had Kareem around, just around the corner, behind his shoulder. He had all these people. So Shaq was already motivated. Shaq wanted to win. When they were losing to the Utah Jazz and those playoff runs during the late 90s, he was tearing up the locker rooms, ripping up stuff. Supposedly Shaq was ripping the urinals off the wall. That's how upset Shaq was. And he was tearing up the whole locker room, breaking up everything because he was upset about losing. He wanted to win, but he didn't know how to win. He didn't get there yet. And the true motivation, like I told you, that he always had was Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson changed everything about Shaq. The Shaq that we're going to be discussing and the real Shaq is all because of Phil Jackson. We all know this, but y'all don't know this. So I'm going to let y'all know.
We need to get someone here that we're not going to think about getting rid of.
All it says is that Jerry
sir, need to give me Phil Jackson. If you watch the NBA Finals, you're going to see Phil Jackson. So we know what his resume states. And that was all I need in the locker room. So before Phil signed, he wanted to meet me. We get a call, hey man, we need you to go talk to Phil. What? Where the fuck is Montana?
I spent my summers in Montana. I have a home there. So I invited him to come down to my place on Flathead Lake. And Shaq and Jerome were there. Jerome had driven his car right down to the lakefront.
He kind of like jumped on us about being parked on his grass. When I arrived at Phil Jackson's house, in his foyer, you see 6 NBA championship basketball trophies. He had a sunroof at the top, and the light would hit those balls when you see him. I was like, oh. I just felt like I was in basketball heaven. And I knew that he probably was, Shaq ain't serious. Shaq just want to make money. And I told him, I want to be known as one of the greats. And he says, if you listen to me, you get MVP, the regular season, MVP of the All-Star game, and you get finals MVP, and we'll win the championship. He said, no more rapping, limit your commercials, and no more parties and hanging out. And I said, deal. The legend of Shaq in the year 2000, the most dominant.
So clearly you hear Shaq explain how Phil motivated him. And Phil explained to him how he could win the league MVP, how he can win the All-Star MVP, Finals MVP, and a championship this year, right here, right now. All you got to do is cut out on the movies, right? Work out, get prepared, get in shape, and you're going to win this championship. And not only that, Phil Jackson told the Lakers that they were going to win 5 straight championships when they hired him. He said that he think that they could win 5 straight NBA championships, which is what I said, that they could have won 5 straight because of Shaq. We talked about how dominant Shaq was during that span. We know how dominant Shaq was for that 2000 season. So Shaq was already motivated. He didn't need Kobe Bryant to motivate him of any kind. Meanwhile, Kobe Bryant got a chance to relax and build his skills, to build his legacy behind Shaquille O'Neal. The comfort is all behind Shaquille. When they're losing to the Utah Jazz, they're not blaming Kobe Bryant. They're blaming Shaquille O'Neal. It's Shaquille's team. He's the head of the team. And they were already beefing from the beginning because Kobe was not even trying to fall in line. Kobe was not trying to be Penny Hardaway. He was not trying to be Shaq's sidekick from the beginning. He was not trying to do that. He never saw himself as that. So now you have Kobe Bryant trying to ascend himself to being who he wants to be, while Shaquille O'Neal is trying to find a way to win and bring championships to the Los Angeles Lakers. But the only way they can do that is through Shaquille O'Neal, and they did that through Phil Jackson. And that's the only way they were ever going to win championships, because Phil Jackson showed everybody that Shaquille O'Neal was the man. He had to tell Kobe, you need to dial it back. Everything we're going to go through is through Shaq. And he told the front office, we're going to win 5 championships. Watch this. And they could have accomplished it. They clearly could have accomplished it. Phil Jackson knew how to handle Shaq, just the same way he knew how to handle Mike, how he knew how to handle Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, Bill Cartwright. All these guys that are tough to deal with, that are true veterans in the NBA, that are guys that are hard to deal with as players. And when we're talking about coaches and GMs and front office situations. But Phil Jackson was on point. He had Shaq ready. He knew exactly what to do when it came to Shaquille O'Neal.
He was
So you heard Phil Jackson say, hey, Shaq needs these time to rest. If he's going to do it during the offseason, during the summertime, that's fine. Just come back by September and be ready. Shaq was doing that. That's how he was able to win the Finals MVP and the league MVP in 2000. When he came back in 2000, it was the same scenario. Yes, Shaq got heavier. Even he'll admit he got heavier as time grew, as he said, because they changed rules for Shaq. After Shaq dominated the league in 2000s, they basically said, hey, man, we're going to let y'all play zone defense. That's how dominant Shaq was. They was like, yo, we got to let teams play zone defense. If not, Shaq's going to dominate the league forever. Now you could double team Shaq when he doesn't even have the ball. Not only that, teams are hiring 3 7-footers just to foul Shaq, just to give Shaq 18 fouls in a game because he's not that great of a free throw shooter. So you're going to put him to the free throw line as much as possible. But for somebody to take the abuse that Shaq's about to put on you, you have to at least be physical enough to do that. So now you have 28 teams in the league picking up 3 big men just to guard Shaq enough to get enough fouls to play Shaq. So they're basically, and it's hard to referee Shaq. So they're basically abusing Shaq, roughhousing Shaq. Shaq has to take that. So Shaq gains a little weight. He gains a little bit of muscle, like he said. So these are the people who can leave me alone. He's being bullied on the basketball court. And he's supposed to be the one that's able to bully people. But they're not letting him do that anymore because Shaq was too dominant. Y'all were not there to witness this. Y'all were not there to see how Shaq made grown men look like children on the basketball court. Y'all were not there for that. Meanwhile, Kobe's there for that. Kobe's get to grow and development to everything. He's able to win championships with that. Y'all ask, why didn't Penny win championships? Well, Penny didn't get the first 4 or 5 years with Shaq to do that. It took Kobe 4 years to win with Shaq. He didn't have Shaq for 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. They dropped the ball in Orlando. We just said that. The Lakers didn't. They built around Shaq, though. Everything was built around Shaquille O'Neal. He was dominant, winning championships on top of championships. But the Laker franchise didn't appreciate Shaq, just like none of y'all are appreciating Shaq now. Because it's kind of hard to understand Shaq. I keep telling people that. It's just like the Wilt Chamberlain effect. These people are so great at what they do, and they're such a physical specimen that it's hard to just look at them normally and grade them normally. We always grade them on a curve because they should be greater than what we think because we're looking at them. Their stature and their status is larger than life. And that was Shaquille O'Neal. But y'all get angry and y'all get upset. But Shaquille O'Neal led the Lakers to 3 straight championships with the Phil Jackson philosophy, with Kobe Bryant bickering with them in the locker room, with Kobe going to the media talking about Shaq's overweight, Shaq's never working out, Shaq this, Shaq that, talking about Shaq all the time and saying it like and saying it, yeah, you could quote me. I said this. All upset while Shaq is out here dominating the league. Completely dominating the league. We all know what Shaq did in the finals. Shaq has the greatest finals performances of all time. He's up there. His finals performances are up there. Shaq averaged like 35 and 15 in NBA finals in his wins. He's remarkable when we're talking about stuff. But when we're talking about what Shaq did, it couldn't be underestimated. It couldn't be underestimated. And even to this day, y'all still be tripping on it because this man was dominating the league, had the whole league on watch. Even like y'all said, with him being out of shape, big, almost 370 pounds. And he was still winning championships. His 3rd straight, back-to-back. The only person to win 3 straight finals MVPs was him and Jordan at the time. And also, and still to this day, is him and Jordan at the time. And also, him and Jordan and Magic were the only ones with 3 finals MVPs in general or more. But they were hating on Shaq. So are we going to be mad at Penny Hardaway because he think that he should have those 3 championships alongside Shaq like Kobe do? Right? Are y'all going to be mad at him for saying these things? Are y'all going to say, oh, Penny Hardaway this, Penny Hardaway that? Y'all going to start hating on Penny? And you hear Shaq gave credit to his teammates, them getting him the ball, sticking with the system. Phil Jackson motivating him, getting him to this point. 3 straight championships in a row. That's because of Shaquille O'Neal. That has nothing to do with Kobe Bryant. It has nothing to do with Kobe Bryant. It's all Shaquille O'Neal. Everything is geared around Shaquille O'Neal. He is the force that changes everything. Phil Jackson said so. That's what Lamont told y'all the other day, that if it was truly Kobe's team, Phil would have came out and said, man, it's Kobe's team. He never did that. He never did that. He never did that. Why? Because when we get to 2003 season is when we really have the real problem with the Lakers, because now they're trying to make it seem like there's something wrong with Shaq. And Shaq's out here being ridiculed for things that he shouldn't be ridiculed for, like getting surgery done. When it doesn't matter when Shaq got the surgery done. Shaq was only out for like 12, 13 games. That's not nothing for you to complain about. When Kobe was missing games in 2000 and in 2001, I don't hear nobody saying, well, Shaq, why you ain't did it? Shaq did it without Kobe. Kobe didn't do it without Shaq. So when we're talking about in 2003, after 3 championships, and you're now mad at Shaquille O'Neal, and now y'all running around here, and Kobe done split and divided the team. There's people who are on Shaq's side and there's people who are on Kobe's side. By the time you get to 2003 season, Kobe thinks it's his team because Shaq is not coming in shape. Shaq's not doing this, so I'm going to take over the team. It's my team. But the Lakers were not doing well. And guess who they blame during that whole stretch while the Lakers didn't look good in 2003? They were blaming Shaq instead of blaming Kobe. If it's Kobe's team and Kobe says I'm taking over, then why are you blaming Shaq? Why can't you carry this team like Shaq was carrying this team for the last 3 years? And the last 6 years on top of that. But no, they got to hate on the Diesel. I don't know why they were hating on the Diesel. Like I told you, I was happy they started hating on the Diesel because we got him shortly afterwards. But this is what they were saying about Shaq after Shaq gave him 3. So now you got Kobe upset at Shaq and blaming Shaq because the Lakers are supposedly losing. Why are we doing this, Kobe? Why, Kobe fans? Tell me these zesty beans. Why is Kobe Bryant complaining about Shaq out of shape? Why do you want an out of shape Shaq in on the floor doing what? He has a messed up toe. He can't do nothing for you. This is your turn. This is your opportunity. But what do? You don't take advantage of that. You don't dominate like all these guys say Kobe does. Because if we go look at how Kobe played when he didn't have Shaq during 2003, he's out here jacking up a bunch of shots just to score some points, but his team's not winning. The 12 games that Shaq missed to start off the 2003 season, to start off 3-9, and now the Lakers are in a rut, is because of Kobe. Where is Kobe's ability to make the Lakers great in this span? When Shaq had to deal without Kobe for the first 15 games or 14 games in 2000, look what Shaq did. Look at Shaq numbers. All you guys want to do is hate on Shaquille O'Neal for being, and at this time of Shaquille O'Neal's career, he's headed to GOAT status. Shaquille O'Neal is headed to challenge and rival Michael Jordan in this situation. Like I said, Phil Jackson thought that they could win 5 straight NBA titles. And they could have won it in 2003 if Kobe fell along, if Kobe didn't have to be told, yo, dial it back a little. We need the Diesel to get involved. We have to get him because we need Shaq for the playoffs. We need him for the finals. Like Shaq said, I'm going to be there ready in April, May, and June. I'm going to be there. We good. Nobody can stop us. The entire league there's nothing nobody can do. It's Shaq it, bro. We're going to dominate. We're going to win. Kobe didn't care. Kobe wanted status. Kobe wanted to be the man. He wanted to be the man. He wanted to be the reason why they won. That's why you saw Kobe with that scrunched up face, wearing that jacket, holding the trophy, because he was upset he didn't win Finals MVP. And you're not going to win Finals MVP playing alongside the most dominant player we've ever seen in NBA history. You're just never going to do it. That's why he wanted Shaq off the team. That's why he said kick Shaq off the team. He didn't want Shaq on the team anymore. He wanted to do things by himself. And that was the end of the Lakers, because in 2003, after the 2003 season, we all know what happened during that summer. There was no reconciling the Shaq and Kobe thing. They were lucky to make the finals in 2004. The type of team that they were completely a team of no chemistry. Just a bunch of veterans just out here just balling. Just whatever. Everybody's numbers went down. Shaq numbers went down. Kobe numbers went down. Malone's numbers went down. Gary Payton numbers went down. All for the sake of a chance of winning a championship, just to get to the championship and Kobe not follow suit and try to dominate, and they lose that series. So they don't get the 5 straight that Phil Jackson wants because of Kobe. And then they get rid of Phil. They get rid of Phil. They tell Phil, we don't need you. We done. We don't have nothing. We're done with this. We're not re-signing Shaq. We're done. We're moving on. Now, they claim they gave Shaq an offer and a deal or whatever, but Shaq felt slighted. Shaq didn't want to play. Shaq didn't want to sign that extension with them. But that was the end and the wrap of the Lakers. And that dynasty team that they were building with Shaq and Kobe. But through all of this, Kobe is a legendary star. He's a 3-time champion. He's made all-star appearances, all NBA teams, all defensive selections. Averaged 30 points in the season, all behind Shaquille O'Neal. Playing behind Shaquille O'Neal. He could have did that without Shaquille, but he's not going to be a champion. He's not going to be on the all-NBA team because he's not going to be on a team that's winning. So the fact that he was on a team that was winning, on a team that was national stage, global stage, helped Kobe become a superstar. All predicated on Shaq. Because as soon as Shaq left, everybody on the Lakers wanted to get up out of there. It wasn't like there was a bunch of players willing to stay and play with Kobe. They were all ready to go.
You've seen it happen. It can happen. Success Success, it can get you. Success can get you.
I don't know what to tell y'all. I really don't know what to tell you. I don't understand how we have to ask Shaquille O'Neal to basically bow down to Kobe. For what? This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is the alpha dog. Like y'all see, when we talk about alpha in every sense of the word, Shaquille's the alpha dog. He's the most liked guy in the locker room. He's liked amongst everybody. He's generous. He's playful. He has good people skills. He has very good interpersonal skills with people. He's a very good human being. That's really it. There's no other way to describe Shaq but to say he's a good human being. Does he have some weird ways? Of course, Shaq had some weird ways. We've heard stories of what Shaq used to do to his teammates. Even in this documentary here, if you go watch this documentary on Shaq, there's a story about how when he was trying to be a police officer, when he was, doing all the stuff about being a police officer, how he used to frisk the trainer, his trainer, every day and put him up against the wall. And one time, really went a little bit overboard with it because he's a big brute. Who's going to stop Shaq? That's what I'm saying. You asking somebody like Shaq, who's always been able to just bully his way in life, to now you have to chill. Why? Because of this young kid, Kobe? Nah, Kobe got to wait his turn, just like everybody else waits their turn. I had to wait my turn. I had to do that. That's what these people are saying. So at the end of the day, we know that Shaq was Shaq. He was a big dog doing big things. Let's just keep it real. He was just one of the best of the best. And Kobe couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle it. They just couldn't handle it. And what happened was Shaq had to go on. Shaq had to leave. So Shaq leaves Miami, right? And now we're in this position to where, he leaves LA and he goes to Miami because that's what we're talking about, because he ends up going to Miami. And I remember when he was going to Miami, right? He basically says, I'm finna go win a championship in Miami. I'm finna show everybody why I'm the man. I'm finna show everybody why I do what I do and why I am who I am. And when he gets to Miami, nothing changes. It's bright sunshine in Miami now. Everything changes in Miami, but nothing changes with Shaq. The dynamic of him being Shaquille O'Neal takes the Miami Heat to the next level. And all they do is hate on Shaq. He's motivated in Miami now. He has Pat Riley to motivate him. I told you he was always motivated. He was that dude. He was top notch. Nothing else to explain but being top notch. All y'all can do is hate though. If y'all want to continue to hate, let me go ahead and show y'all some more of this stuff right here. All right. So Shaq goes to Miami, right? And now he has the motivation. He has Pat Riley behind him. He has Dwyane Wade as a sidekick. Let's see how that atmosphere brings another championship. So now he goes to Miami, right? And he takes all of his Shaq bravado with him. He sees Dwyane Wade. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I lived this. I remember this. He took Dwyane Wade under his wing. He took Dwyane Wade and said, Dwyane Wade, I'm going to show you how you can be like Penny and Kobe without the issues. With Penny, I didn't get a chance to develop with Penny. I was too immature then. And I had to leave that situation because they didn't put me in the right position with Penny. So that's not going to happen here. Here, I'm here with you, right? And with Kobe never wanted to be my little brother. He never took that role. So I didn't get an opportunity to do the things with Kobe, but we messed that up. But we're not going to mess that up here because I'm ready to hand it over to you, but I'm also ready to show everybody why I'm the man. And while I do this, I'm going to show you how to be the man. So when it's time for me to hand over this torch to you, Dwyane Wade, you're going to be ready, because that was the problem he had before. And Shaq led the Miami Heat to a championship. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, he led the Miami Heat to a championship. Peter Bag Juice, I know you hear me. And I'm going to explain it to you and show it to you. Because like I said, I don't make shit up. I look things up. So again, Shaq led the Miami Heat to a 2006 champion. So you heard the words of both Dwyane Wade and Pat Riley tell you who was the leader of that team. And Shaquille O'Neal basically explained to you he took a pay cut, which was something he wasn't willing to do while he was with Penny, right? That's his maturity right there, so that he can have the players necessary to help him win that championship, players that they all added in 2006. So when we're talking about adding to Antoine Walker, we're talking about adding to Jason Williams, we're talking about adding to Gary Payton, we're talking about adding to James Posey. These are guys that are able to join the roster because Shaq, for one, takes a smaller pay cut. Dwyane Wade's on a rookie contract, and he's outplaying his contract. So now you have this championship team, and they make a championship run predicated on Shaq's leadership. Shaq showing them the way because Shaq's been there and done that. They all wanted to win a championship. And everything that they were trying to do the last 2 years in LA, they were able to do that last year in Miami in 2006 with that team, that championship team. But y'all always be talking a lot of nonsense, but y'all never let me. And again, I'm actually taking a risk doing this show because I might get copyrighted for this show because I'm using content that I'm not supposed to be using. Because y'all don't take y'all time out to go do the research. And I shouldn't even have to do this. I shouldn't have to be risking because I got this actually multi-streaming on other people's platforms. But because you zesty beans have been lying for so long that I have to do this stream. I have to come out to show people what was actually happening at the time. This is no hypothetical. This is all what was happening. You guys can't accept the facts, can't accept the truth. Shaq was that dude. He was just that man. And he basically created Dwyane Wade. He created Dwyane Wade, gave him a whole alter ego and everything. Coddled him, protected him, put him in a nice position to where he can grow and develop just like they did Kobe, just like they did Penny Hardaway. So, and now for all of you guys, right, to take those guys and make them to be bigger than Shaq. And Shaq was the last of a dying breed. He's the last of the true big men that we're ever going to see in basketball. And ever since then, it's been all about guards. It's all been about who perimeter players are. It's all about Kobe's. It's all about the Carmelo Anthony's, the LeBron James, the Dwyane Wade's, the Stephon Curry's. You guys don't appreciate big men anymore. So to the point to where now when you got big men doing guard stuff, y'all still don't appreciate them. Y'all want big men to be Shaq, but they can't be Shaq. Because of Shaq, we have no more big men. As soon as they changed the rule and allowed zone defense, you basically eliminated big men. Wilt Chamberlain left college because of zone defense. It's hard to get the ball to a big man when there's two people already on him. So that means now that eliminates everything. We're only shooting perimeter shots. That's it. Shaq changed everything. Shaq changed the NBA because of his dominance, how great he was, all of that. And in the process created three superstars in the makings. Three of them, three guys. Now we all know Kobe went on to be Kobe. That's not the argument. But he was, matter of fact, Kobe was asked if championship is all that's gonna matter, and all he sat here and said is, "Yeah, it does matter." And he already had 3 rings. Kobe couldn't even look back at his 3 rings and say, "Yeah, I already got 3 rings. What rings? What more rings do I need to win? I don't need to win no more rings. I already got 3." But that wasn't enough because y'all was sitting around here telling everybody back then that Kobe was only winning them because of Shaq. And that was the truth. Shaq was why the Lakers won those 3 championships. He dominated the NBA like none other. You guys can't accept it. It's not my fault. Then y'all want to bring up the stuff about Shaq. And then this is the funniest thing, right? Because Shaq, like I said, he matured. He understood it. Like you heard what he said with Dwyane Wade. I'm going to show you how to do this. Shaq gets to the finals and Shaq think he can still do it. And Shaq starts realizing he doesn't have it. So what does Shaq do? Shaq looks at Dwyane Wade and said, "Yo, Dwyane Wade, I need you. I need you in this moment in time. I need you to step up for me." Now we know the story is supposedly Gary Payton and them had to tell Shaq, dial it back for Dwyane Wade. And the conversation is, when did this happen? I told y'all this happened in the finals. But again, I don't make shit up. So that's Dwyane Wade reminding y'all that Shaq was out here showing Dwyane Wade, man, this is your opportunity. This is your chance right here. NBA Finals. I can't do it. Here you go. Let's win this right here, right now. We're here. That's maturity. That's what Kobe didn't want to wait for. This is what y'all get upset with me about. I'm not discrediting Kobe for nothing. None of this discredits Kobe. All this does is blow that fantasy bubble about Kobe in your mind. It's not my fault your perception of Kobe has been false and you have been sitting around here lying to people for over a decade. When I lived through it and I saw it, I was there. I went to the parade. I saw who was the man of the team. Shaq was the man of the Miami Heat. Shaq was the man of the Lakers. Shaq was the man in Orlando. And because of that, 3 other dudes were able to develop and become stars. And one was able to become one of the greatest players to ever play the game. And we argue about him every day. That some people say he should be top 5 or top 10. We all know that's not for Penny and that's not for Dwyane Wade. But that's for Kobe, because Kobe did other things outside of playing along Shaq. But y'all got to stop lying on Shaq's name, man. Shaq was the most dominant player we've ever seen in our lifetime. And he was the catalyst to the 3 championships in LA and the 1 championships that the Heat won in the 2000s. And he was the reason why Penny Hardaway became a superstar, why Kobe was able to become a superstar, and why Dwyane Wade was a superstar. You can get mad at me all you want to. But when I put the link up, you're never going to hit the link, right? And all you're going to do is cry in the comments. And like I said, if I don't see a comment, I don't see a comment. If you want me to see one of your comments, give me a super chat. If not, go get me one of those Kobe fans. Go get Scap Attack. Go get one of those guys who actually talk basketball. Tell them, hey, Johnny's live again, lying on Kobe's name. But I'm really not lying when I'm bringing facts about this whole scenario. And y'all know I got more, but I'm going to stop because I already got flagged on one of our channels, and I don't want these other guys' channels to get flagged as well. So, with that being said, I dropped the link for y'all. And with the link available to you guys, you are more than welcome to join me and have fun here on another great Friday night exposure with the Exposer. Like I told you, I do this every Friday night right here on the GOAT James Kingdom platform. I'm Johnny the Exposer, one half of the GOAT James Kingdom platform. We are here to talk about how Shaq created Kobe Bryant, Penny Hardaway, and Dwyane Wade's career. Again, these guys are legendary players, but they were able to play alongside Shaq. And due to the fact that they were able to play alongside Shaq, allowed them to develop into the players that they were. And they were able to win championships. Not Penny Hardaway, because he didn't get a chance to play with Shaquille O'Neal long enough to do such. But still, they were able to rack off a few championships. And Shaq is a 4-time champion. If I get y'all to take 4 championships from Shaq, y'all trying to say Shaq got 1 championship. That is wicked business, ladies and gentlemen. That is wicked business from you, Zesty Jeffries. That is wicked amongst wickedness. And amongst all wickedness. I really don't understand how y'all do that. But like I said, we were here to discuss the Shaquille O'Neal situation. I brought up the facts about how Shaq was just dominant, man. We're never going to see nothing like that a day in our life. He was the big man of all big men. And all y'all going to do is, like I said, sit here and lie in the comments and do that. So while y'all sit here, peace and blessings. Thank you so much. I'm going to give some shout out to all the GJK members. Peace and blessings. Tyson, what's good, brother? Again, they're not going to hit that link. Danny Max, a GJK member, he's not going to hit that link. Should I say 2005 playoffs? Yeah, again, Shaq and the Heat didn't have the team that they had in 2006. I keep telling y'all that. Yeah, go get Scap Attack. Peace and blessings, West Coast. Shout out to you, brother, as we are continuing to have a great show here on the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer. Y'all know how we do things here. So before y'all get a chance to come up here and hit the link, I see we got a few people in the background here. Let me see. Why can't I hear y'all? If I can't hear y'all, that's going to be a problem. Super Dave and 3Pete. 3Pete the God. Give me a second here as I you know what? Let's do this because I want to do this before you know what, we can do this once we get enough of y'all up here. Let me bring up 3Pete the God first. Peace and blessings, brother. Go ahead and speak. Let me see if I can hear you.
Hey, salute.
Okay, I can
salute,
hear you.
Johnny. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead. What's good?
Yeah. Okay. So to start out, I would like those were my 2 favorite players, probably to start out with Shaq and Kobe. But I did follow Shaq first, and I remember, like I said, I followed Shaq when he was in Orlando, and I remember when Orlando was when they were still coming up, and Nick Anderson, he was like I said, he was kind of the leader of the team, and then it kind of went to Scott Skiles, and then Scott Skiles couldn't get along with Shaq, and then Penny Hardaway came, and then it became the Penny and Shaq show, and then they wound up making it to the playoffs their first year together. They got swept by Indiana. And then they wound up getting Horace Grant from Chicago, and that he really helped them get over the hump. And when they beat the Chicago Bulls, man, I was probably one of the most ecstatic people in the world when that happened. Is one of the, I mean, I jumped up and down. I was like, no, we cannot lose. Please, we cannot lose this to Michael Jordan. Cannot do that. The man only played 17 games. We got to beat this guy, man. And then he went on to wear, he wore 45 that first game. Then he came back and he changed it to 23. I'm like, oh, hell no, man. Don't do this to me. And then he wound up scoring like 40 points, I think, in game 2. And I'm like, but then, like you said, age and nutrition, and Jordan just wasn't in shape. In game 6, you can just tell, man, the Bulls were winning by like 10 points, and Orlando went on a 13-0 run to end that game. And then, like I said, they hoisted Horace Grant on their shoulders, and I wanted to do that in Chicago Stadium like they did, because all I did was piss Jordan off. But that's beside the point. And then they wound up getting to play Indiana and the Pacers. Like that was a 7-game series battle. That was probably one of the funnest series I've ever seen. You had back-to-back. You had buzzer beaters going left and right with Penny Hardaway, Reggie Miller, friggin' the Duncan Dutchman. What the hell was his name? He hit a buzzer beater to win it when it was game 5 to take it to. So I mean, it was crazy. And then comes the finals, and I had Orlando sweeping that series. I said, this is going to be a sweep. I said, we're going to kill Houston, number 6 seed. Freaking, they got Clyde Drexler late in the season. Next thing you know, we're up by 20 points in the first half of game 1. The next thing you know, they're making a comeback, and Penny Hardaway I don't know what the hell Penny Hardaway was doing in the second half. And the next thing you know, freaking was it 13, 12, 8 seconds to go, and Nick Anderson at the free throw line with 3-point lead, and all he has to do is make one damn free throw, and he misses 4 straight. That broke my heart, and that still breaks my heart to this day. Still, when I think about that finals, because they could never recover, and that was that. They wound up losing the next 3, and you almost got a sense it affected their next season, because they may have won 60 games, but they just didn't look right the whole next season, and wound up getting swept by the Bulls. And next thing you know, Shaq is gone, and then that's when they wound up getting Kobe Bryant.
That's what happens when you put a team like that together, right? Teams have to adjust. Listen, Orlando and those expansion teams from the late 80s going into the 90s got so good so fast that the league changed the rules for the Raptors and the Grizzlies to where they couldn't have the number 1 overall pick for like the first 3 or 4 years. Some crazy rule or something like that. So, like, again, the Orlando Magic was on the rise. They were on the way. Jordan's return kind of stalled it for a little bit because, again, Jordan saw the writing on the wall. So he said, I need help. He went recruiting players in 95, and he went and found Dennis Rodman. And Dennis Rodman, again, was an all-NBA player in 95. He was the league-leading rebounder in 95. And the Bulls got him for Will Perdue off scraps, basically for nothing. And you add him to the team, he makes an all-defensive first team that year, becomes the rebounding champ. The Bulls have one of the greatest teams ever assembled in NBA history and one of the greatest runs in NBA history. And that basically coincided right alongside the Orlando Magic's ascension. And then Shaq leaves the next year after that, and that's it, because Penny Hardaway can't do it. So that's really it. So they had a great opportunity, but, it is what it is. So, but, hey, like I tell people, not every franchise is trying to win, right? I guess you could say Orlando did try to win. Imagine if Shaq don't leave Orlando, they probably never get T-Mac. So,
they didn't get T-Mac until what, 99, 98? He came out.
But they ended up getting him in 2000. He ended up getting there in 2001, I think was the season. So.
Oh, yeah,
but I got some other folks in the back. I'll bring you back up once I let everybody up. After I get a few people up in here, I got some GJK members up here. I appreciate you, 3P God. Y'all be seeing 3P God on. I think it's 3-point God. I don't even know why we call him 3P God. But let me bring up Mr. Duke here, a GJK member in the building. What's good? Peace and blessings. Hey, Mr. J the Snacks. If you know where Scap Attack's at, tell him Goat James Kingdom is live. He can come hit this link, and you can watch another Zesty Bean get exposed tonight. Because I would love to hear Scap Attack's excuse for the 2003 season and why the Lakers couldn't get over the hump with Kobe as the lead dog, since he was the one leading them in 2002 and in 2001. But we got my boy Mr. Duke in the building. Peace and blessings, brother. What you got for me today? Are you there? Mr. Duke? Mr. Mr. Duke, you're not there. Let me bring up somebody else then. I got Super Dave's in the building. Peace and blessings, Super Dave. I know you're a Kobe fan. What you got for me for today's subject?
Man, what's good, man? It's hey, nah. I ain't no Kobe fan, man. You remember, hey, I was on the show I think last week you was talking with y'all when you had Low on there.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking all this Kobe junk, man, and slandering Shaq for being out of shape. And I was telling him, you know what I'm saying, for not practicing and all of this. And I'm like, man, Dwyane Wade took that same Shaq and won the championship with. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And look, bro, by the way, bro, just watching that video, man, bro, that was nostalgic, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, sometimes we get caught in recency bias, man, and you can forget sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying? It can, you know, chip away your memory, you know. It kind of fade as time goes on, man. But appreciate that video, bro. That was refreshing, bro. Because now I know without a shadow of a doubt, bro. Like, nobody can say nothing to me about no Kobe, because he did the same thing with Penny Hardaway. He elevated them. And, you know, and Kobe had struggles when he first came in. You know what I'm saying? He was shooting a bunch of air balls. Jordan had to take him up. Phil Jackson asked Jordan to take him up under his wing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And coach him or whatever. But so it wasn't, you know, but these guys today, I get it, man. They lenses, they focus is like probably the last 10 years or the last 5 years. So, you know what I'm saying? This is the new generation, and they ain't lived through it. They ain't see it, and they ain't doing any homework.
Facts.
So,
Again, the documentary I just showed you guys is a documentary on Shaq. It's on HBO Max. It's called Watch Shaq, and he breaks down his career. He admits to a lot of faults. He admits to a lot of things. He says that a lot of things that he could have did better. But one thing you see in Shaq is the motivation, the idea that he wasn't thirsty to win championships. That's a lie. Shaq wanted to win championships. Again, Shaq's stepfather, or what he considered his real father, was a army guy. So Shaq was disciplined. Shaq understood discipline. Shaq had no problem being disciplined. But Shaq was just a big kid.
Right.
Like, you know, like people don't understand that. It's hard being being this. I get it, because I'm 6'4", and people look at me like I'm weird. So I can just imagine if I was 7 foot, 300 pounds, how people would treat me then as well. So, you know, like,
Body type.
People don't get it, man.
Body type like the offensive lineman, right? That's like asking an offensive lineman if they become slim. Come on, man. Like you making a request that you know can't be fulfilled as an excuse to want them off the team. You know what I'm saying? That's just Kobe envy and Shaq shine. And look, I find it hard that people doubt who was the best player on that team when Shaq won 3 straight Finals MVPs, bro. I don't know how you get around with that, but man, I just want to call and comment, and man, I'm gonna keep it moving.
No, I appreciate you, man. Again, this is like y'all said, I'm not here to slander Kobe. I'm just here to show y'all the truth about Shaq. And I appreciate you, Super Dave. I'll put you in the background, because actually I got a better interesting topic, since y'all don't like this Kobe topic and y'all claim that I'm slandering Kobe's name all of a sudden, which I'm really not doing. Like I said, Kobe's one of the greatest players of all time. And like I said, I have him ahead of Shaquille O'Neal on my all-time greatest list, because I do believe there was some points of Shaq's career where if he did take his physicalness more serious, his fitness more serious, he could have lasted a little bit longer. But I think the only reason Shaq played as long as he played was to make sure Kobe didn't win no championships. He was trying to make sure Kobe wasn't going to get more than him. I think Shaq would have retired after 2008. And that 2009 season would have been his last year. But when Kobe won in 2009, that forced Shaq to go play with LeBron in 2010. Then he went to go play with the Boston Celtics in 2011. And that was when he had the serious injury. I believe he ripped his Achilles. And that was his end of his career. That was it. So I don't think Shaq wanted to play that long. But again, Shaq was disrespected a lot throughout his career because he was just misunderstood, just like most big men. Let me bring Mr. Duke back up in here. What up, Mr. Duke? What's good, brother?
Man, what's up, man? Bro,
What's good,
hey, Johnny, you have been on a tear the last couple weeks, but I don't know what Kobe fan done did to you, but you've been in rare form, boy. You've been cooking.
Oh my God, I appreciate
You've
that,
been
man.
cooking. All right, so
Appreciate that, man.
man, thank you for shouting out Shaq. Thank you for shouting out Shaq, bro. Like Shaq, I don't think Shaq gets appreciated as much as he should be. Like Kobe fans, like bro, Kobe fans are insane. They really act like and pretend like Kobe didn't play with one of the most dominant big men of all time. His first, I don't know, 8 seasons in the
Mm-hmm.
NBA. Like that's a huge, like that's a huge. If like most players don't get that, so it's
Mm.
like I would have loved to see, would love to see, man, if I had a time machine and I could like rewind the hand of time, I would love to see what Kobe Bryant's career what it would look like if he didn't get to play with Shaq.
Now,
I
he
would
probably
love to,
averaged more points. He probably averaged more points, have more points, but I still think
and
he would
he
have some
would
championships.
lose. He would
He,
lose.
he would have a
He
championship.
wouldn't
No,
have.
he wouldn't have as much championships. No, he wouldn't have the 3 though. He wouldn't
That's
have
what I'm
5.
talking about.
Yeah, he wouldn't
He
have
wouldn't
5.
have
No,
5.
no, he
He
wouldn't have
wouldn't
5.
have 5. So, man, shout out to you for shouting out Shaq, bro, because like Shaq don't get praised enough, and Kobe fans they hate. I don't know why they have this huge issue with Kobe being a sidekick to Shaq. If LeBron James played with Shaq, he would be a sidekick. If Michael Jordan played with Shaq, he would be a
He would be a
sidekick.
sidekick.
Like
Exactly.
you can be a
Exactly.
sidekick if you playing with Shaq. It's no shame in that. You running the offense through Shaq. I don't give a damn who you are. It's cool. Kobe fans crazy, bro. But shout out to you for bigging up Shaq. I love Shaq, and you know I tapped in with you like a few weeks ago, and I was like, bro, you got Kobe above Shaq. I don't know about that one, bro. But
33,000 points.
see,
33,000
see,
points. Kobe.
understand after you said that, like I always say, when you say something, I go and do my research, and I be like, let me see if my bro tripping. So after I did my research, I said, okay, I can see why he got Kobe above Shaq. So
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
but yeah, man. Shout out to Shaq, bro. Shout out to you. Let's praise Shaq. Let's stop glazing Kobe. Like he would have been yeah, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. This good. Like I said, you right, man. I appreciate you again. That's my boy Duke. Now I don't even know if none of my soundboard sounds is working, but I'm gonna try it right now. Let me see what happens.
LeBron James.
Can y'all hear that? Is that working?
James.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
what it
sir.
is, man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to all y'all in the comments. You can stay in the background because y'all know we got a new GOAT James Kingdom member in the building. Shout out to 3P God. Thank you for becoming a member, man. That's a blessing. Shout out to you, man. New member alert. Shout out to Zero in the building. Peace and blessings. Y'all know what's good, man. Y'all listen, man. All GOAT James Kingdom members, you can reach out to me at goatjameskingdom@gmail.com or goatjameskingdomshow@gmail.com. Either way, you can reach us here at GOAT James Kingdom. We'll take care of you. Let us know who you are, what tier you at. We appreciate all the support. We're going to continue to try to give you guys exclusive content. We're going to continue to try to grow our content as well here. As you guys see, we're adding more shows. We're adding more content creators to the GOAT James Kingdom channel and what they do. So y'all make sure to subscribe to those channels and also continue to subscribe and support what we do. Like, you know, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Discord. We're all over the place. I'm Johnny the Exposer. This is the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer, and we're going to continue to expose all zesty Jeffrey lies and logic every Friday night right here on the Friday Night Exposure. Shout out to you, Philip. Peace and blessings, man. I see y'all in here. Yeah, Olo, I see you in the comments trolling. It's all right. Don't worry, man. The zesty Jeffries are never going to be on your side. They like me. They can identify all of you haters, the Kobe haters and you and Jordan haters. They don't never reconcile with you. There's no reconciliation with them. They don't care to ever be your friend or your buddy. You're always going to be their enemy because they know the truth. We don't give a damn about Kobe or Mike, and we're going to talk about them objectively. But before we get going on to the next topic, I do want to actually bring up the real, you know, I think this is one of the best segments that I've created here in GOAT James Kingdom, and y'all know what this is here. We are talking about which player is the best player. We're going to have that segment. So again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't be afraid to become a member of the channel. Hit that link if you want to join me here and have a conversation because the link is available to you. The link for the GOAT James Kingdom membership is also available to you. Shout out to everybody who's watching us on FYF Sports Debate, and also everybody who's watching us on Fake Takes, Real Takes Over Fake Debates channel, which is SB's channel as well. As we're also going live on his channel. So shout out to all of those people who supporting us all over the place. Like I said, this is the Friday Night Exposure with the Exposer, and we're about to move on to tonight's segment of which player is the best player. Y'all know what I do. I take two players, show you their resume. One's a champion, one's not a champion, and from there you have to tell me which player is the better player. So let's start with the first group of guys here. The guy to the left, he has 12 All-Stars, 11 All-NBAs, 9 All-Defensive selections. The guy to the right has 7 All-Stars, 6 All-NBA, and 7 All-Defensive selections. Which one of these players is better? One is a champion, one is not a champion. You got to tell me which player is better, the one to the right or the one to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to have some fun. Y'all let me know which one is the better player. We are here to find out which player is the better player. Let me know which one. Somebody here. We got Mar in the building, the one to the left, the one to the left. Now remember, ladies and gentlemen, you're not here trying to find out which player it is. You need to tell me which player is the better player. We got some people showing up here. Which player is the better player? You are always with this stuff, P. God. You need more information. What more information do you need? What more information do you need, brother? That's not what we hear. We got people saying the left. We got everybody. Tyson said the left, the player to the left. I'm going to go with the left. Again, one of these players is a champion. One of these players are not a champion player. Which player are you going with? I see we got Lies Unplugged said he's going with the player to the left. Nobody wants to go with the guy to the right. Nobody's going to go with the guy to the right. Nobody's going to do that. Nobody. Everybody's going to the left. Everybody's taking a rear. He says impact on. What is impact on stats? 3P. Hit the link. Come back up and explain that to me. Got my boy Tyson in the building. Peace and blessing, Tyson. What you got for me, brother? What's good, brother?
Oh, one of my favorite segments. Salute to you. The first half of the show you've been cooking, man. It really no real way with the research you did and the way you laid it out is no real rebuttal. That's why nobody's hitting the link coming up here really, trying to get at you because it's really no rebuttal, man. It was all laid out eloquently and you did your thing.
Okay. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. Thank you for the love and the blessings. Thanks for your support. But we are here to have always some fun. I'm glad you're here, Tyson, because again, I ain't hating, but we got to find out how many people out here really just like the game, right? Because they say I need more stats. Is there any more stats I could put here? I can tell you what, the guy to the left has some steal titles and some assist titles, if that helps.
We're going with the left, man.
We going with the left? We're going with the left. Some people are out here making names. They already calling out names. You're not supposed to be calling out names.
If I was guessing, I'm not a big it's hard for me to read. My recall memory ain't that great, but I'm going with CP3, right?
I don't know. I plead the fifth.
He got that pointy head, man. CP3.
All right, so you know what? I don't like when y'all start calling out names before I break the shadow. Let's move on to the next two players. Here goes some other guys. Here we go. We got one who's a champion, one who's not a champion. Who's the better player? One guy obviously racked up a couple of accolades. The other guy didn't. One guy got kind of better stats. The other one doesn't. Now, both of these guys are power forwards.
I got some guesses, but we're not doing that. So you just got to go with the right based off what you see right there. You got to go with the right.
Got the guy to the left, the guy to the right. We go. We got some real basketball fans out here. They
going with the left
out here, huh?
They're going with the left based off of what?
They said that's what they're saying. They're going with the left. That's what they're saying. Well, Base Cat says he's going with the right.
Roy, hold on. Based off the information that's just given, just off that, how could you go with a two-time All-NBA player over a one-time six-man of the year with 13-8-7, 15-7-1? The stats are comparable, but, we got a two-time All-NBA, four-time All-Star.
Exactly, right? The accolades matter. Here we go, James Kingdom. Accolades matter.
Accolades matter, right?
Of course. The accolades show you how good you really was.
Yeah, so I don't see how people saying the left.
Oh, where are you going, Jada? You just said that you didn't like my conversation, but now you're not gonna go get scapped for me. Go get scapped, brother. Tell Scap Attack, hey, Johnny out here being reckless on YouTube. 3P God said we going with the left. We got some people going with the right though, so you're not alone there, Tyson. Shout out to
I'm
Lamar
about to say, what are we basing it off of? Unless you know who the players are and got some inside info, you got to go with the right just based off the graphic.
Some people do got some inside info. Some people actually do got some inside info, but I'm not putting up their comments till we actually show the plays.
Okay.
Play on the left stats are better, but I don't know. Lies Unplugged, the way you've been talking all show, you're not one of those guys that like stats. You like impact, like 3P God said. He said, I'm just guessing. You know, it's okay to guess. Again, there is no right or wrong answer here, ladies and gentlemen. There is no right or wrong answer. This is just this is all about the ring culture conversation. This is a great segment that we're doing here. So, yeah, Scap don't want that smoke again. But you know what? Shout out to Scap, though. Scap is actually one of the few Kobe Bryant fans that I actually respect. He needs to make Kobe better than Mike, but we'll get there. We'll get there with one Kobe fan at a time. So everybody said they're going with the right. Some are saying going with the left. Here, everybody was going with the left. Nobody was going with the right. So first off, let's start with the power forwards, because I know these guys here probably we had some people call out some names, but we all know that Lamar Odom.
I figured Lamar Odom. I didn't know the other one, though.
Yeah, Lamar Odom's a champion. Definitely Lamar Odom's a champion. Side numbers look better, right? We all know it's Lamar and act accordingly knew all the players too. This guy acted accordingly. I'm surprised Rose not in the comments acting a fool. But again, Ben Baker, I would think is better than Lamar Odom overall for their careers. I don't know how long.
You think he's a better player?
I mean, there was a point in time Ben Baker was that dude. Late 90s.
No, Ben Baker was a dog. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah. He
Ben Baker was a bucket.
They got rid of Kemp to keep him. But just like most of the dudes in the 90s, they all had an alcohol problem. They were all alcoholics. They were all alcoholics. You know
man, quit counting that man's cups, man. You don't know how.
I'm just saying I heard that was the stories with him. He used to come to games drunk as hell, fifth of vodka in his life. You know what I'm saying? This is fine. This is fine. Again, they're grown men. They're allowed to do it. Gin and juice. That's right. Gin and juice. Getting down. We all know Lamar Odom had his troubles.
I was about to say, you can't call me an alcoholic without bringing up Lamar's indiscretions, brother.
Yeah, but he was messing with a Kardashian, so that might have led to his indiscretions.
Right, for sure.
All right, so that is the player that we unveil here. So but now if we go to the first two guys, I'm surprised none of y'all picked the guy to the right, because the guy to the right is truly a legend, and Walt Clyde Frazier. And y'all calling out. Some of y'all was saying it was CP3. I see some of y'all in the comments say that it was CP3. Again, accordingly was already telling us it was CP3. He already knew from before. Herm made an entrance. Once somebody's a bum, Herm is in the building. Herm identified all bums from the comment section, straight from the comment section. He said both are better than both. He said both. They both better than Kmart. Well, who the hell talking about Kenyon Martin?
Damn. Kmart got to do with this, bro.
Exactly. Kenyon Martin out here catching strays for no reason, Herm.
No reason at all.
No reason at all, man. This CP3 is a very underrated player, even though he didn't win no championships, and that's the part of the whole ring culture. This guy right here to the right is a Finals MVP, right? He also he doesn't have a Finals MVP. My bad.
He didn't get that when Willis Reed was out and he went nuts.
No, they still gave it to Willis Reed.
Okay.
They still gave it to Willis Reed, but he still balled out though. He's a two-time.
Yeah, I forgot the numbers, but I know he had some monster games in that finals.
And he would have more all defensive selections because they didn't start giving them out till 1969, and I believe he got drafted in 66, so he might have got a one or two more, or 65. I think he was drafted 65 or 66, one of those years. So he would have got one or two more all defensive selections. We got Herm in the building. Hollywood Herm, peace and blessings, brother. What's good, man?
Man, what's good, man? You know, I just try to take it easy on you, man. I don't feel like cooking you today, so That's why I
Well,
was
I don't
trying to
think I
be
did
in
anything.
comment.
I think I was well behaved today, Herm. I was well behaved. No hypotheticals. No, no GOAT debate talk. Just straight up pure talk about Shaquille O'Neal.
But he ain't make them though.
Why he didn't make him? Why not?
Cause you got to remember Penny came in that dude, and on top of that, the NBA was ready to get behind Penny. Just unfortunate. My former AAU coach, man, his injuries caught up with him. You know what I'm saying? But straight up, Shaq even admitted it his own self. He was jealous of Penny. Penny had Tyra Banks. A nigga from Memphis, Tennessee, had Tyra Banks. Man, a nigga from Memphis, Tennessee, had Chris Rock talking for him from his dog. The nigga from Memphis, Tennessee, had Michael Jordan wearing his shoes, his signature shoe. You know what I'm saying? So Penny was about to have the machine behind him. So Penny was making a name for himself. It wasn't nobody at the time, 6'7", that could handle the ball like him, that could move at the speed that he was moving and could finish at the rim like he finished. And Penny was like, Penny was once in a lifetime type of thing, just unfortunate thing happen. Sometimes it ain't meant to be, whether it's injuries getting in your way or not. But Shaq didn't make Penny. Penny was already that dude. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he made Penny. Kobe, once Kobe got the opportunity, he took off from there. You know what I'm saying? He was setting marks at on his own as well. They grew together and they ended up being one of the best duos in NBA history. So in all actuality, if you want to say somebody, they made each other. You know what I'm saying? They enhance each other. When it comes to D Wade, Gary Payton resolved that. KP had to let the big fella know, we play your way, we ain't gonna win. You gotta let the big fella, you gotta let the dude shine. You gotta let Wade take over the team. You gotta let Wade lead the way. And once he let Wade the way, it was success for the Miami Heat. So I mean, you can say compliment, better word to use. Before it's make him out, hell no. He didn't make neither one of them.
Well, how did he hate on Penny?
Now it just from a standpoint, Shaq is one of them guys. Always, it just by history of his career, he always been one of those guys. He want to be the man. He want to be the alpha dog. That's why the Shaq and Kobe thing was so great in a sense, because Shaq knew Kobe was coming, and pushed that, and didn't want to give the reins to Kobe. So that kept Shaq going. It kept him motivated to a degree in their three-peat. So, it works hand in hand, brother.
Hey, you must have not watched the beginning of the show, Tice. You did not watch none of the show. Kobe did not motivate Shaq in any kind of way. Shaq was not hating on no Penny Hardaway because he was already the man in Orlando.
I'm telling you. I heard of like, and I'm gonna tell you this from what I know firsthand. Penny Hardaway probably one of the nicest human beings you will ever meet. One of the most humble people. If y'all ever meet that man, that's one of the most humble person that you'll ever meet in life, period. But Penny was kind of naive to things that was going on behind the scenes, how certain people was in both of their ears. Penny didn't pay attention to it because he don't care about that type of thing. But Shaquille O'Neal was hearing those voices. You know what I'm saying? And that ultimately made that nigga feel the kind of way. That why you think this man left all that money on the table in Orlando to go to LA? Florida takes free money, so he left all that money because he ultimately was gonna get the same contract. That nigga left all that money on the table to go to LA because he wanted to make sure that he was the man, that he was the face. Because Orlando was gonna get behind Penny Hardaway. Orlando was leaning towards that way because of how special and how dynamic Penny was at his position. Penny was an All NBA nigga just like Shaq. Penny Hardaway, obviously, honestly, to me, was the best point guard at the time when he was at his best. It was coming his way. Everything was about to come Penny way.
I will say, just to piggyback off Herm said, there's no doubt Shaq's team and they was running stuff through Shaq, but Penny had motion, bro. Penny with the commercials, with the shoes. Penny was that nigga, man. The NBA loved Penny Hardaway.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. My thing is that
No,
Shaq
I know you're not saying that. I'm just piggybacking.
Shaq,
I know
yeah,
you're not
Shaq's
saying
not
that.
hating on
Right.
Shaq was hating on that. Shaq was basically like, yo, give me my money. And he was a restricted free agent. So if they would have matched the Lakers' offer, he can't go to LA. The reason he went to LA was because they didn't match LA's offer. That's why he was able to go to LA. They didn't match his offer. They didn't want to pay for Shaq. They lost Shaq. That had nothing to do with it. They lost Shaq. It was Orlando. Had nothing to do with Penny. Had nothing to do with Shaq. It was just
the money. I agree. I remember that vividly. I was a big Penny Hardaway fan and a big I watched Orlando, religiously. That was that was kind of my squad. I always been a Suns fan, but I was really rooting for Penny and them. Yeah, I remember that, it was a money issue. And you could say, in the documentary, I think it did speak about that a little bit, their dynamic of Penny being admired by the fans and that. So didn't it speak to that a little bit in the documentary in the 30 for 30?
Well, in this documentary, I didn't tailor made too much into the Orlando stuff because again, he had a short career with Orlando. They bobbled the ball.
Right.
They were
But I think it did speak to that, Johnny.
Yeah.
About their dynamic and how Penny was getting the shine and Shaq was a little, I wasn't gonna say jealous, but he was like, hold up, you know what I mean? Like, I'm the man, it was kind of a little bit, it was a little situation with that as well.
It wasn't all it was him saying you can't shortcut me for Penny. Basically, if you're telling me you're not giving me my money because you want to save money for Penny, that's something you got to do later on. You got to give me my money now. And again, Penny's on the team because of me. They could have had Chris Webber. They could have had other players. He was like, no, give me Penny. He told them to go get Penny Hardaway.
But I'm gonna tell you something though. Ultimately, the nigga that convinced them to see the bigger picture with Jerry West, because Orlando did end up eventually coming with the same money once they found out what the Lakers was about to offer. Orlando tried to hit them back up and try to give them that same contract. But
wasn't it a $6 million difference?
He was restricted, right?
My understanding, they didn't match the offer. That's why I thought he was a restricted free agent.
Lakers offered 121 and Orlando offered 115. And I didn't think that was going to be enough. I'm like, he's going to stay with.
That's why I could have sworn
they for 6 more.
They didn't offer because even in the Orlando. Yeah, because even in the Orlando documentary, if you watch the documentary on the Orlando Magic, they tell you how the GM was like, yo, y'all got to match this offer. And they was like, yo, we're not matching it. And he was like, yo, we can't lose Shaq. Like, we got to get Shaq. Like, we can't lose Shaq. And it was like, well, we're not matching it. He can go. He can do whatever. If he's leaving, he's leaving. They didn't match it. That was my mistake because I even asked Chick about that recently. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it speaks to in depth about that dynamic and more into it. I got to watch that again. That's a good point. It's good questions.
It's on.
Like I said, from my understanding, they didn't match the deal. They first lowballed him with like a $90 million because remember Lonzo had got the $100 million.
I think that's what got him mad though. That was the issue.
That's what made him say, yeah. Right. That's when he was like, yo, if Alonzo's getting $100 million, I'm not getting $100 million. So that's what really made Shaq say, I'm really like gonna go look elsewhere. But if they would have told Shaq, we're giving you 100 or whatever, he would have never left Orlando. And who knows what would have happened.
If they would have came with the 115 out the gate, it would have been a different thing. But since they lowballed him, he's like, oh, forget y'all then. Okay, let me go shop. Let me see what these other teams is talking about. Let me go do some rap videos in LA. I'm good.
Hey, John, and play this clip that I just put in the chat, man. Put in the private chat, man. Shaq admitted it himself, like I told you, bro.
That's what I thought. I do remember that from that doc.
This was on his podcast when he admitted what went on.
Okay.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on.
That's if you can, though. Don't get flagged for that shit, man. I don't know how that stuff be going nowadays. Because did you two create new restrictions, Johnny, on certain stuff now?
But then, Herman, I go ask you something and talk over playing. So he said exactly what we just said. You guys shortchanged me and said he's the man. We're gonna give him the money. So I'm gonna go see what other team's gonna offer me. I'm gonna go give me my $100-something million. He's better than Penny Hardaway. He's not jealous of Penny Hardaway. He didn't say don't pay Penny Hardaway. He didn't say don't give Penny his money. If that's the case, I'm gonna go find me what I can get my deal. I'm gonna get my best deal. Like, I don't understand how that's being jealous. Again, Shaq's the man. Again, another franchise who decided to shove Shaq to the side because that's all they do when you get somebody like a Shaquille O'Neal. Use him for all you need him and shove him to the side. Like, that don't make no sense.
Yeah, I think there's a difference between being jealous and being greedy. And I think he took.
I don't think that's being greedy. If Lonzo just got $100 million, I'm 10 times better than Alonzo Mourning. Why can't I get it? The NBA is a big man's league. It's not a guards league. It's a big man's league. Why are you telling me a guard is going to get you anywhere? We coming off of
MJ though too. Hey Johnny, we coming off of MJ.
MJ got 4 rings. MJ got 4 rings, and MJ's about to get paid $30 million. He almost left the Chicago Bulls that same summer.
No. All I'm saying is that's what Orlando sees too, though. You know what I'm saying? You talking about it's a big man league. But Penny had like I'm saying, Penny had the fanfare. It's about marketability too. It's not just about playing on the court. Orlando's trying to make money. You feel me? And I think in their eyes, they saw Penny not as maybe a better player, but more marketable than a Shaq.
No, they saw that they can get him on a humbug. Why not? We're gonna get them both for cheap.
I don't
gotta get Penny $100 million.
Nah, but hey, Johnny, we got to be real though. It was nobody in the NBA, whether it was Jordan, whether it was Pippen, Grant Hill, anybody that could deal with Penny Hardaway. Penny was coming literally for real.
Penny was a problem, brother.
You had to kind of Orlando kind of was like, we want to play
alongside Shaq. Yeah, of course, no problem.
At the same time,
no, even when he won alongside Shaq, don't do that, bro, because he went to that playoffs and went crazy when Shaq wasn't there. Then the injury came. Penny was on his way. Don't do that,
remember,
Johnny.
He went for 41 and 42 in games 3 and 4, descended to game 5. And that's against you. That's against you.
No, they lost the series, but you looking at. We talking about Penny as a player.
And that's what I'm saying. And he could never recover from having to do all of that. He could never recover from literally carrying a team by himself. He could never do it. When he had Shaq,
what hurt him, Johnny? What hurt him, Johnny?
Not by yourself, don't look that easy.
What hurt him, Johnny? He got shot in the city, though. You know, once he got shot and shit, he started getting hurt a lot. Really started getting little knick-knack injuries once he got shot that summer too.
It wasn't a knick-knack. It was, what was it? The killer back then was that micro. Didn't he have that microfracture or something?
Yeah, he had that microfracture. And he came back too early too. He made himself.
Yeah, that was debilitating back then. They didn't have a surgery.
That's what hurt him right there, because he was trying to recover, come back quicker. That's what I remember, him trying to come back quicker than he was supposed to, because he's the lead dog, he's the main man. He's now there's more pressure on him. There's nobody he can lean on to. That's why they did him dirty. They should have signed Shaq. Shaq together for a long time. They fucked up. They fucked up.
That's fair. No, I agree with that.
They kept it low key, but at the same time, when he was recovering from that microfracture, he got shot too, though. They kept it low key. They didn't put it out there like that, but he got shot at something in the city too while he was recovering too.
I don't remember him.
I didn't even know that.
I
never heard that.
I've never heard that before a day in my life. I never heard Penny got shot before. But either way, it shows you right there. Maybe if Shaq was there, he probably wouldn't have got shot.
Nah, it just coming home to Memphis, man. I said it.
He wouldn't be home in Memphis. He'd be with Shaq somewhere in LA getting deals. Shaq was getting Dwyane Wade deals. Getting everybody else deals. Shaq generous. Shaq look out for everybody. Shaq take care of everybody, man. We know that about Shaq, man. Shaq out here buying kid stuff all the time. Shaq is just a big jolly giant.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
That's it. Again, there is no beef between him and Penny because, like I said, we played the clip of Penny saying how he watched Shaq win championships and thinking to himself, "Damn, that was supposed to be us." And because of, like he said, because of business and finance, it couldn't happen. It was all business and finance. It was all business, nothing personal.
When you say Shaq like made them dudes, you just talking about winning. You're not talking about his players.
Put them on the map, make them superstars. Being the fact that
you don't think Penny would have been a superstar without Shaq?
Nope.
Penny was gonna be a superstar regardless.
Oh yeah, I disagree with that.
Nope.
That's a hypothetical, but I disagree with that.
If he ends up in Golden State and there's no games where you can see him play like that, it's a game. Remember, games are not shown like that in the 90s. Orlando Magic got a lot of games because of Shaq. A lot of primetime games because of Shaq. You don't get those games. You don't get those games.
Yeah, but we had small market guys that were superstars, though. Hey, Johnny, we had Grandmama who was turning into a superstar in the small market.
And the East Coast, like again on the East Coast, if he's over there on the West Coast.
I'm a West Coast dude. I know Grandma. I know Larry Johnson, bro. He was a superstar.
That's what
he was turning into one.
But he's playing in Charlotte. You could put Charlotte games on at nighttime, prime time on NBC or on daytime NBC. You're not putting Golden State.
They didn't win 60 games.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's true too. But I'm just saying, Penny.
Golden State was good throughout the early '90s when they had the TMC run and stuff like that. They had players, they had teams. But like I said, if he's not with Shaq. Those 3 years he's with Shaq, everything changes. Shaq is a star among stars, bro. Shaq was big already before being big, man. Again, Shaq was a top 50 greatest player after 4 years. That's it.
No, that's all facts. I'm just saying I feel Penny would have been a superstar. I just think with his charisma, with the way they marketed him, he legit, bro. He was legit a star. He was ascending to superstardom. He was already a star, coming into the league.
That's what I'm saying. He was, but like I said, but he was able to do that and develop through that with Shaquille O'Neal.
No, that's facts. We can't take that away. I'm just saying, it's hypothetical, so I'll let you have it. But I'm just saying, I think Penny was really that dude.
Yeah, he makes it completely easy for everybody, man. He makes it complete for everybody, man. Like I said, he's the reason why he's even on the team. Shaq's the reason why he's even on the team. Like they even gives you that, like right there alone. Shaq tells you, "Yo, I need this." He's on the movie. I don't quote me on this, but I think Shaq had something with him being in the movie as well.
Orlando drafted Webber #1, and then they traded him after Shaq complained about it.
Yeah, Shaq said, "Why give me Webber? Webber's 10 times better than damn. What's it called? He made Shaq and Webber together." But Shaq had already been playing alongside in pickup games in that movie, The Blue Chips, with Penny Hardaway, so he already saw what Penny could do. And he told them, "Yo, get me this kid." And they were like, "Word, we're good." And they started winning instantly because, again, back then, a big man combo, oh, that was great.
I was about to say, it was that dynamic too, that guard big man combo. Yeah.
That guard big man combo was a big time dynamic. And again, Penny tried, but he got hurt, and that derailed his career. Who knows what Penny could have been? But yeah, I'm not taking that away from him, but I'm just saying he was able to ascend because of Shaq. Same thing with Kobe. Kobe was able to ascend because of Shaq. We were able to bypass those air balls in Utah. He was able to bypass all of it because we understood that it wasn't Kobe's team. It wasn't Kobe's time. In fact, we were just saying, like, Kobe shouldn't even be shooting it. Why are you shooting? Like, that's what people were saying. Get out of here with that. So once they started winning and Kobe started being Kobe, because, again, Kobe became Kobe, 2001, 2002. But he was already marketed as that. Kobe was already marketed as a star player. That's how he made the All-Star game in '98.
Right.
He shouldn't be no All-Star. He for the fans. Fans voted him because he was getting Adidas deals. Again, Jordan showed them how to make anybody a star. So it was very easy to market a lot of these guys. You just gotta put them on television. Penny was on TV. Right. Kobe on TV. That's it. Be there.
Yeah, but the marketing campaign for Penny was crazy. That the whole little Penny thing was nuts. It was nuts.
It was brilliant. I love the Penny Hard, and then they get Chris Rock to do it too. On top of that,
yeah, and Nike did a great job with that.
Yeah, he was an ascending comedian. Again, Shaq, but Shaq was just a different breed. I think in that same documentary, Shaq talked about how his marketing professor told him that. He has all great ideas to market himself when he becomes a basketball player, but nobody really likes big people or tall people, which I thought was weird. I was like, that's crazy. But Shaq's very playful. You know what I'm saying? He was rapping. He was doing kids movies. I mean, Shaq was just a smart businessman on top of it. If you forget about that, we already know how smart Shaq is business wise. So,
Shaq killed it.
Shaq went on to apologize to everybody. He apologized in documentary to Penny. He apologized to Kobe when they did that one-on-one interview. I'm surprised he can apologize to Wade later or something.
that's because that's Shaq older. That's 50-year-old Shaq. 20-year-old Shaq ain't doing that. 30-year-old Shaq ain't doing that.
Right.
That's 50-year-old Shaq, a grown man. Like he said, I've been there, done that. Like he was saying in the documentary, like I said, I couldn't believe the stuff that I was seeing in the documentary. I was like, yo, I can see why it's not out because, again, it's on HBO. They don't let you do nothing like that. I was looking all through YouTube to try to find any kind of clips from this documentary. You don't find nothing on this documentary. You have to go to HBO Max to watch this documentary. It's called Watch Shaq.
Oh, I thought you were gonna. What is it? This Magic Moment documentary that talks about Shaq and Penny.
No. It's a good documentary. It's a 4-part series. It starts with him in Orlando. Then it goes to him going to the Lakers. Then it goes to them winning the championship, and then all the stuff that happened after the championship. And then it goes to him going to Miami and then finishing his career. Where he explains how he was happy he got hurt. He said because if he didn't get hurt, he probably would have still been trying to play. That the injury finally told him, like, I'm done. Like, that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't come back from this. Like, that's really it. Now, I don't know about Akeem being the GOAT center. The GOAT center to me is Wilt Chamberlain. Ain't nobody better than Wilt.
Me, it's Shaq.
Yeah, he did. He really did bring up Tyra Banks. Like, Shaq was really jealous of Tyra Banks.
But Chris Webber was dating Tyra Banks.
That's what I thought, too. I didn't know Penny was dating Tyra Banks neither. But again,
in the commercial because she was a famous model. It was Chris
No,
Webber.
I thought that was dating. I thought Chris Webber was after that, though.
Could be. It could be. I was too young to remember anything like that. I do remember Chris Webber and her because that was later on in the 90s. I was more in my teenage years.
Right.
I remember that. I don't remember Penny Hardaway. Again, Penny Hardaway was a real. I mean, he was remembered for his sneakers and that playoff run he had in '97. That's what he was known for. That was really. That was really it. He had those great moments against Michael Jordan too as well.
That wasn't it. Penny Hardaway had everything, bro. Post up, shot making, ball handling, assisting. He was. I'm telling, bro. He was on his way to being one of the top point guards that we had seen in the game, bro. Because he could do literally everything on the court.
Now, Shaq can't mentor players today. Shaq is like how Dwyane Wade said, he's a lead by example type of guy. Just like Jordan, if they can't lead by example, their words they can't really articulate themselves too well. We know Shaq can't really articulate himself too well.
He got better. But yeah. He got better.
I just dominated the league when I was dominating the league.
yeah, right.
Then I just did it, so I did it again, and then I did it 2 times.
Yeah, that media training helped him out, man. He got it together a little bit.
Narratives. I want to know what. First of all, let me go look up the word narrative. What the fuck is a narrative? Why y'all be using words that Another thing I gotta look up is false equivalency. That's another zesty Jeffrey logic. I gotta find out what these things mean. Narrative meaning. All right, the meaning of narrative: a spoken or written account of of connected events and stories. A hero of his modest narrative. Adjective, in the form or concern with narration. So a narrative is basically an account, story, a chronicle, history, description, a record, portrayal, sketch, portrait, statement. Damn, nigga can't make a statement on basketball. It can't. Like, y'all are just the worst of the worst.
I don't think that's what they mean when they use the word
You never heard
narrative.
the term controlling the narrative?
Yeah, controlling the narrative. That's putting your description. To me, it's more like through your lens. You're putting it in through your lens, these accounts, and you're making it in your lens. So you're pushing a narrative, so to speak.
Yeah, it says a narrative is a story that you write and tell to someone, usually in great detail. A narrative can be work of poetry, prose, even a song, theater, or dance. So no, we're not doing this. Basketball, often a narrative is meant to include, quote unquote, the whole story. Oh wow! Now this is coming from Let me see here. This is coming from vocabulary.com. I don't do narratives, bro. I just drop facts. Today's show was not about none of this stuff. All I wanted to do was show y'all that Shaq's a 4-time champion as the alpha dog. That's it. That's all I wanted to show tonight. That's really it. That his whole career should be. I mean, he ended up being top 10 when we did the GOAT James Kingdom formula because, again, that's just being objective. There's no subjectivity involved. Obviously, we don't grade your milestones and records, which should be a part of it as well. But Shaq ended up being in our top 10 because Shaq has that career. I mean, 29,000 points. I think Shaq has 14,000 rebounds. Shaq has, 16, 17 All-Stars, 14 All-NBAs, 6 All-Defensive selections. I think he has 6 All-Defensive. No, he has 3 All-Defensive selections. 2 scoring titles, 3-time champ. Dude, the dude's the best, man. The topic tonight, Shaquille O'Neal again. No more hypotheticals, no more nothing. Just Shaquille O'Neal dominance. And how he led the Lakers to 3 championships and the Miami Heat to a champion in 2006.
So, Johnny, are you one of the guys that credit Jordan with making Pippen?
No. Jordan wanted Pippen traded.
Huh?
Jordan wanted Pippen traded.
Well, but he was on the team, and you credit Shaq with making Penny, Kobe, and Wade, but don't credit Jordan with making Pippen?
Yeah, because Shaq was a good teammate. Shaq was a better leader than Jordan.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Y'all keep talking a lot about Jordan's leadership. Jordan's leadership was not good, man. That's why they had to get rid of guys like Charles Oakley, and they had to bring in the Bill Cartwrights. They had to bring in those guys, the Craig Hodges, because Jordan was not a good leader in the locker room. He was abusive and worse than Shaq. All that stuff Lowe was talking about with Shaq, Jordan was even worse. Can you imagine owing Jordan money?
Hey, Johnny, were you in the military?
No, I never joined the military. Black man,
Johnny didn't let you in the military?
So any branch?
Never been in the military, my friend. I tell you what, though, my grandfather was a revolutionary.
Because I was going to ask you, I mean, what different types of leadership? You got them dictator leaderships, you got them direct, you got passive leaders.
Dictator leadership is not a good leadership.
But Jordan was like the drill sergeant leader who people did not respect or couldn't handle that type of leadership today.
Jordan was like the high school quarterback leader.
Passive leader.
Jordan was like the high school quarterback leader. He was only the leader because they forced him to be the leader. But he could make all the mistakes, all the problems. It didn't matter because he was just the quarterback. He was the sunshine from Titans. Remember the Titans, the sunshine. You're the leader, the quarterback. That's it.
He was the guy who had everybody accountable.
Nah, Sunshine was not the leader though. See, you can't.
Yeah, you know what I mean by Sunshine? How he was the face, like he's the pretty, the pretty guy, like
No,
Sunshine was the quarterback.
Jordan didn't drive his teammates. You said Jordan didn't drive his teammates?
No, they didn't like him, bro. They didn't like Jordan. None of those guys. All those guys the brothers driven by contracts. They were all driven by contracts. Even Jordan was driven by the contracts that they were given. They were all driven on the idea that if they don't work well with the Bulls, they probably won't never get another contract again. That's what those dudes were begging for.
I think it takes more than that to go on that run they win. We credit teammates for how they play and how hard it is to win a championship. To say they were just driven by contracts, to me, is not a formula to be for a winning franchise. Come on, Johnny.
Phil is why they won a championship. Luckily,
but it seems like you're doing everything not to give Jordan credit.
Why I got again? Jordan scored 30 points. Enough credit. Jordan won league MVP 2 times. They won a championship for that first man.
His leadership was bad. They had to get Bill Cartwright and all that.
Yes, that's why they got those dudes. Yes,
but bro, every player had to get better rosters to win though.
No, they didn't get Bill Cartwright because Bill Cartwright made the roster better. They had Oakley. Oakley could rebound, do the same thing, hit those 17-foot jumpers, and I had that Aki ass shot. You was there watching Cartwright shoot free throws. What are you talking about, Mike? They brought Cartwright because for one, they needed a veteran presence in the locker room, and for two, they needed a center. And he was available. He was cheap, available, cheap.
Wait, but real quick, I'm looking at this title. You saying Shaq made D Wade?
Oh yeah, Shaq made Wade, Shaq made Penny, Shaq made all of them. Kobe, all of them.
not.
Yes, he did. You late, brother. You
Bro,
late.
Dwyane was the best player on the team in 06 when they won, bro. So what did that prove?
That proved that Dwyane Wade wasn't that guy. Shaq was that guy. He was getting double teamed.
He was the guy. He was the best player the whole year that season.
No, he was not. He the best player on that
team. He was the best player. Bro, come on.
What you're going to see there, Mike, is that it doesn't matter who you put around Shaq. For some reason, they end up blossoming into a player that becomes a superstar, including Dwyane Wade. It happened with Penny, it happened with Kobe, and it happened with Wade. Wade was able to become that player that he became because he's playing alongside Shaq. Shaq makes it easier for everybody, everyone. He's the leader. He's the best player on the floor. Everybody's trying to stop Shaq. They didn't say, let's keep Wade from getting 5 shots. No, they said, let's stop Shaq. Wade is able to do all of that because there's 3-4 guys stopping Shaq. Like, y'all got to stop this. Shaq. You've been lied to, Mike. Of course you're going to disagree because you've been lied to. You wasn't even alive when this was going on.
Bro, watch. See, bro. So if you wasn't alive to watch games, bro, and you go back and watch it, it's the same thing.
No, because you don't have the stories. You don't have the narratives. You don't have the historical.
Bro, I don't need narratives. I watch the on-court play. Narratives is all media.
We just corrected what narrative. A narrative is a spoken and written account of connected events.
Right, and media.
No, it's not media. No. That's the story. We're giving you the accounts. The accounts is that the Miami Heat built their team around Shaq. Why are they telling Shaq take a pay cut if they got Dwyane Wade winning them championships and Dwyane Wade's the best player? He's not. It's Shaq. That's a lie. You're spinning media narrative so that you could keep this Kobe and this thing about LeBron.
No, ain't nothing with Kobe. No. D Wade was the best player. Shaq was over the hill. Shaq was over the hill in 06. D Wade was the best player on the team all season. D Wade was the best player the whole season, bro.
No, he was not. Dwyane Wade was the sidekick the whole season. He was able to do what he did because he's the sidekick. He's the sidekick.
Shaq averaged 13 points, and they don't want to call him the sidekick, but when Kobe averaged 15 in 2000 in the finals, he's the sidekick.
It's not about averaging 15 or 14 points that makes you a sidekick. What makes you a sidekick is your role.
How you the best player on the team averaging 14 points?
Because everything's going through him. The reason he's averaging 14 points. Because you ask me the question, I'm going to answer. They are going to Shaq. Shaq has to pass the ball out because he's being doubled and triple team. They're not letting Shaq get a shot off because the team is playing to stop Shaq.
Right, so when Shaq was in his prime, when did the double team ever stop?
He's not doing that with Lamar Odom, Eddie Jones, and Caron Butler. He's not doing that then. When Shaq disappeared, the Heat had one of the worst records in NBA history. Where was Dwyane Wade then?
Man, the team was bro.
Oh, now it's the team.
The bottom line is in 06, bro. D Wade was the best player on the team. D Wade averaged 27. Was probably the second best 2 guard in the league. He was better than Shaq that year, bro.
Shaq was the best center in the league. So what are you saying? He's the best center in the league. He's all NBA first team.
Bro, you can say that, bro. He was over the hill past his prime.
I'm not saying that. History says that, young man. You can lie and try to narrate this to the point that Dwyane Wade led some team to a championship. That's a lie.
D Wade averaged 27 a game, was better on the defensive end. He averaged more points. He was just better the whole season.
How was he better on the defensive end when Shaq's your defensive anchor?
Man, Shaq's defense was over the hill at that point, bro. He was over the hill.
Was never over the hill. Who was dominating Shaq? Where? From where? Based on what?
Bro, watch the game.
Where?
No, Shaq's defense wasn't nearly what it was, bro.
You are sitting here lying.
You talking like 06 was 02 Shaq, bro. In 06, he was averaging.
Matter of fact, Shaq said it too. Y'all would discredit him when he went to Miami, and this is what Shaq had. Shaq's helping Dwyane Wade be great. He's showing him.
Because he's seen D Wade was the best player, and he needed to take a back seat.
What did he see? What did he see from a 15-point per game score?
That he was that he was coming up, and that he was going to be the best player on the team. Shaq knew he was over the hill, declining, and he knew he had to take a back seat.
Again, what did he see from a 15-point per game scorer to say that? From a 15-point per game kid
Bro,
who can't.
You can try to act, bro. Everybody knew D Wade was one of the up and coming stars.
Oh, not. No, you can't explain it. Upcoming where? Dwyane Wade was a 15-point per game scorer his rookie season, coming off the bench.
His rookie season, bro. Come on, bro. Everybody knew D Wade was one of the up and coming stars. Everybody knew that.
Mike, he was a rookie just 2 years before winning a championship. How did he go from being this rookie that you say, oh, this is a rookie, to becoming this superstar if Shaq didn't help him? Where did it come from?
Who said Shaq didn't help? Like he had something to do with it. But I'm saying D Wade was still the best player on the team.
I just told you Shaq made him. Those 2 years was because of Shaq.
No, he didn't make D Wade.
Dwyane Wade is not developing to that player under Caron Butler, Lamar Odom, and Eddie Jones on his roster.
You don't know that.
Yes, we do know that. In 2015, he wasn't doing it. When he was in
2015,
he didn't do it. He didn't do it.
2015.
I'm sorry. And when he was averaging 15 points per game in 2003, he didn't do it.
Bro, that was his first year in the league, bro. You're not adding no context. You just saying 15 points per game.
So now you want to give him credit for shit that Shaq helped him become. The Shaq that he's sitting here telling you that Shaq told me. He didn't know he was going to do that. Still to this day, Mike, Dwyane Wade still doesn't believe he's top 75 greatest player of all time because Dwyane Wade himself never believed this. He looked his father in the face and said, dog, we Hall of Famers. He didn't know this. Even Dwyane Wade didn't even know how great he was going to be. You guys are lying. I was alive watching it. I'm a Miami Heat fan. Nigga, don't tell me everybody knows. I'm everybody. You're not. I know. You don't.
Bro, you still capping, bro. Everybody knows D Wade was one of the up-and-coming stars. One of the top.
Well, David Stern liked that. David Stern didn't like that. He didn't want Shaq grabbing that trophy.
Oh, shit. I ain't gonna lie. We are in trouble. Yep. Go. What's it called? They took the stream off YouTube. So we are about to end tonight's stream. The stream just got cut off on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm playing too much facts. See that shit? That's it.
You let the young man come up there and get you riled up, man. Got you kicked off, man. Wanted to play it one more time.
Yep, that's it. And I wasn't even gonna play it one more time, bro. And I shouldn't have did that. Some told me not to do it, but that's the end of tonight's program, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining the GOAT James Kingdom platform. I'm gonna have to delete tonight's stream. So if you didn't get a chance to watch it live, it's over with. It is what it is. Hopefully we don't get actually flagged and actually taken down for this stupid shit. So again, thank you for joining the GOAT James Kingdom platform. Peace and blessings. Y'all have a good one, brothers. Welcome to GOAT James Kingdom, where basketball lives forever. You get to enjoy BB and A Johnny talk basketball every Sunday noon Eastern time right here on the GOAT James Kingdom channel. Support by subscribing and also check out the membership at GOAT James Kingdom.